What's crack? It's VangelinaSkov, and I'm sorry it's getting a little bit dark, but I was waiting for ages for trucks outside to stop making noise and banging things, and now it's nearly darkness. It's December, guys. But speaking of December, I'm really good at transitioning into topics. Today I just sort of wanted to talk about 2020 because it's the end of the year, and that's what people who do YouTube do at the end of the year. They talk about said year. Why does anybody watch me? I'm so rambly. But yeah, this is just going to be sort of one of my unedited chats, but with less ranting and less mental health issues. Maybe not less, because we are talking about this year. It's been a weird one. Unprecedented times, precedented. I don't know how to speak, whatever. But yeah, this year has been incredibly good for me in some ways and incredibly bad for me in some ways. So I'm only going to be talking about my own experience of this year. I do know that a lot of people have had a really difficult time over this year. I am very aware of that, and I'm one of the lucky few who weren't hit that hard by all the events that unfolded this year. For those of you that did have just an awful time, I'm so sorry. And I know it's not good to be like, hey, look how much I achieved this year, but I feel like I want to focus on the positives for my own sake, because there have been a lot of negatives. I am going to talk a little bit about some of the negatives, but I don't know, I just, after everything that has gone down, I just want to focus on nicer things for my own sake. But again, very mindful that a lot of people had it really, really, really bad this year. So mind yourself, it's still not over. This stuff is going to keep going for a while, at least a couple of months, at least. I think it's going to be at least a year, to be honest, but at least a couple of months. We see how things go with everything coming up in the new year, but yeah, it's not over. It's not going to hit midnight and be 2021 and everything's going to be back to normal. Everything's going to be weird, but I remembered everything starting in April, but actually it started in March, I think. Because I'm pretty sure I was listening on the radio about St. Patrick's Day being cancelled or something. So it started at least in March. The first 2 months were normal. For me, anyway, albeit a bit boring. But I had a lot of plans for this year and things I wanted to do, like most people did. And they didn't happen. Then that's fine. That's much worse things could have happened than not getting to do my plans. So I'm not complaining about that. But I do remember, and I've talked about this before, and I won't talk about it for very long, when everything started, I didn't really... It's not that I didn't take it seriously, I just wasn't that worried. Like, I didn't think it was that big of a deal, and I'd heard everybody say it's just like the flu, so I was like, yeah, it's fine, whatever. If I get it, I'll be grand, but I'll still be careful, you know, for other people's sake. But then as time went on, and you just kept hearing worse and worse stuff, I got really anxious about it, and I'm now at a state of peak anxiety. I'm like weirdly scared to go outside or do anything, and people keep saying I'm taking things a bit too far, but I don't think I am. I'm just being a little bit extra cautious with everything. Like I still wash all my stuff when I get it from the supermarket, and then I won't touch it for like at least 24 hours, and if I do have to touch it, I wash my hands immediately after. I can panic when I see people on the street and they're like brushing their hair back or they scratch their face. I'm like, what are you doing? Do you not know what's going on right now? So it's been from like at least half the year, the majority of the year really, it's been like that. Trucks started again, banging started. I'm gonna try and like cut as much of it out as I can. But sometimes I start banging when I'm mid-sentence and I don't notice until I'm editing, so that's fantastic. But yeah, it's been a year of anxiety, basically. Mental health has not been good this year. It has not. Which is weird because a lot of good things have happened this year. A lot of bad things have happened too. So, like, I've had a lot of arguments with people this year, and personal things, and sickness in the family, and, you know, a lot of stuff happening that's not great. And it's bad, actually, not just not great. And that's all been really, really difficult. Like, far more difficult than I tend to talk about. And mental health, even though I do talk about it a lot on YouTube, maybe not a lot, but I talk about it a fair bit on YouTube, and I tend to be quite open about it and stuff, and I talk on Twitter and everything, but it's actually been worse than I've said online, because, I don't know, I'm not comfortable sharing everything, mental health-wise. And I think that's fine, that's my boundaries, you know, that's all good. But it has been quite terrible, quite bad. Because last year, I think mental health-wise last year, I was doing better. And I guess, even though I keep claiming that, you know, I wasn't really affected by everything going on this year, I think I was, and that sort of made things a little bit worse and more emphasized. And when you're at home all the time and you haven't seen anybody in months, you do have a lot of time to think. And like a lot of personal mental health stuff and all that. And with that, a very good thing that happened this year, starting from maybe April or May, was the YouTube channel that I have been, I suppose, working on. I don't know what to call it. I have been running, I have been uploading to, there we go, that's the verb. Yeah, been uploading to for, I don't even know how long, like 4 years, since 2016, I think. Maybe 2017, I'm not sure. I always forget if it's 3 or 4 years, but I've been uploading for several years, and people finally started paying attention, I suppose, the best way I can put that. Because, oh god, I've talked about this so many times, and I don't want to repeat myself over and over again, but, like, I originally, you know, I wanted YouTube to work. I wanted it one day to be my job. I wasn't very hopeful of that actually happening, but, you know, I wanted it. And then after about maybe a year or two of it, you know, growing, but very, very slowly, like, I think after a year or maybe 2 years, I had 100 or 200 subscribers or something, which I was very proud of. But, you know, it was clear, I was like, yes, I will never have, like, a big audience. I will never have, you know, audience interaction and stuff that much. It's just going to be a thing that I do for fun, and that's fine. It'll never be a job, and that's okay, and I kept doing it anyway. And then I think at the end of 2019, I had made a video saying, like, thanks for 400 subscribers or something like that. Maybe it was 300. I think it might have been 300, actually. Whatever number it was, I was very happy about. But, you know, I was very happy about it, and then April happened. I think it was April, and I suddenly had my numbers shooting up. My goal for 2020 was to reach 500 subscribers. That was my real goal. My joke goal was 10,000. That was a joke because I thought it was so ridiculous and unreachable, and like I would never have that many. And now as I'm recording this, I have 31,000 people here. So hi, I know there's not 31,000 people watching this video, but I do appreciate every single one of you, and I actually genuinely mean that. Like, this has just been wonderful. This is something I've wanted for years, and it's actually happened, and it's happening, and it's given me a lot more confidence. Like, if you go back and watch my previous videos, even the videos from the start of this year, I was just so awkward and unsure of myself, and I have a lot more confidence now, just because, I don't know, I got used to talking to you guys, and it's not like I get praise and stuff from you. It's that there's like this level of interaction where you just treat me normally, like a person, not like a nuisance or something. And people sometimes care about what I have to say, and it's nice, and I just feel a bit more sure in myself, which has been lovely. And yeah, I appreciate that. And also, you know, it's given me the opportunity to make this my job, which is great, which is really great. It's actually fantastic. It's the dream. And along with that has come, you know, opportunities to do things like I put out music this year. That's one of my big goals that I've had for years, and I finally did it. I put a song on Spotify, and then I ended up putting 2 out, and I've got another album coming out next month. And it's just it's just been like really, really amazing in that sense. And getting to do all that stuff, and I have more projects coming out soon, which I'm very excited about. And before, like, I wanted to do all these things, and I was gonna do all these things, but it was a lot harder because you know, I would put my heart and soul to be dramatic about it into all these projects, and there wouldn't really be anybody to listen. So it's nice having people to listen now, and whether you like the stuff that I do or not, whether that's writing or music or a specific video or something, that's fine. You don't have to like everything I do, but people still give it a go, and that's really nice. And I really appreciate it. And I do still try to keep as much of a close connection with all of you as I possibly can. I know in the last month or two I kind of fell out of that. My mental health just went pew. And then on top of that I had like college and I had other things going on personally, and I just didn't have the energy to deal with comments and messages and things. And for every like nice comment there was a mean message or a mean comment. Maybe not that much, but you know, there was a lot of hatred towards me from different people, and although that's been like that from the start, I just was at a place where I couldn't deal with it particularly well, and I just decided to stop everything because, you know, I would look at comments and be like, nice comments, funny comments, all great, and then there'd be one bad one and I'd focus on that. But I'm doing better with that now, so it's all okay. But I kind of lost a bit of the connection with you guys, and I really hate that, and I don't know how to get that back. I don't know if I've lost it. I've been worried that I've just lost it forever and people are gonna stop caring because they thought I stopped caring, which is not true. So I hope you guys are still here. I really do. Yeah, that got a bit more sappy than I meant to. This year also in good things, I've made, you know, some new friends who I've never met in person, but they're still, you know, close, I would say. At least some of them. And that's been nice too. It's nice to have that like connection to people even when there's no seeing people. I'm not a particularly social person. Social interactions tend to drain me and I'm not good at them. But you know, it's still nice to have people to talk to and people who care. So, I mean, I had that anyway. I've had other friends, but it's just nice to have new people now to talk to, and different kinds of people, and people from different places of the world, and people that I've known but never would have thought I would ever talk to because they seem like some distant, faraway thing. You know, you see them on a screen, you don't think they're real, but actually then you talk to them, it's like, oh, they are existing, they're a human being. Fantastic. With the YouTube stuff obviously has come a lot of drama. There has been the whole thing with that one person who just has it out for me. And obviously from covering Dissociated and stuff as I did for the majority of the year, which I am fully aware that's where most of my subscribers came from. I'm not dumb. But from covering that obviously came a lot of hate towards me, which I think I dealt with okay at the beginning, besides that period of time, or maybe 2 periods of time I had where I wasn't doing well mentally anyway, and that stuff just got to me. But I think I dealt with all that pretty okay. It doesn't generally get to me, and that's fine. It's just when I'm not doing well that it does. But, you know, overall, that's been hard in some cases. And there have been some, I'm trying to think of like a Kiwi Farms phrase. Some side characters from the whole Dissociated thing who have cropped up and been not the greatest. I'm dealing with that fine too. At least I am as I'm recording this. And yeah, it's been good and bad. But obviously, you know, the whole best thing about this year was getting to do this. I'm very, very happy that I can. Yeah. I don't want to keep repeating myself, so I'll stop. But I have a lot of thoughts about that, and I don't know how to get them out there. But, yeah. Anyway, should we do resolutions and goals for next year? Okay, I haven't actually given this much thought. Resolutions, I want to glow up. I want to glow up. That's my goal. I'm going to start by pretending I love myself. It is getting very dark, by the way, I'm aware. I'm sorry. I can't do anything about the sun going down. I don't have those kind of powers. But, yeah, resolutions, I don't know. I just want to glow up. I want to take better care of myself. I want to try and fix fix my skin, but I say that every goddamn year. But maybe I can get to like a dermatologist or something. I have like really bad acne, and I think it's like hormonal or something, so I need to do something about that. Channel resolutions. We're gonna do a real goal and a joke goal, because that seemed to work for me last year. It always felt weird setting goals for like subscribers. Like setting goals for people. It always sounded weird to me, and when I heard people doing it, I was always like, ew. But I don't know, maybe I don't really think there's anything wrong with it. I think I just had a hard time taking myself seriously, but as this is, you know, something I want to keep doing for as long as possible, and I enjoy finding more people to talk to, if that makes sense. That sounded so fake, but I genuinely meant that when I said it. Like, finding more people to just join this little community. I don't know, I like it. So I'm just gonna, like, not care if I sound like an ass. But I was trying to censor myself, and I forgot the first part of asshole was the bad bit, so I just cut out the whole bit. Anyway. So real goal for the end of 2021. I think 40,000 sounds reasonable. Maybe that's too high. I'm gonna say 40,000. And my joke goal, which is completely unreachable, and this time it really is. It was pure luck. An YouTube algorithm that got me to my joke goal this year. But my joke goal for next year is 100,000. Because it's just not going to happen. But, you know, 40,000 seems reasonable, maybe? Maybe that's too high, I don't know. Even if it doesn't grow at all and it just stays the number it's at now, I'm happy. So that's fine. I don't know, I feel like I should stop ranting because I don't really want to go on about the bad stuff, because this year has just been full of bad stuff, and I don't want to just focus on that, because it's not good for anybody. But if you did have a really bad time this year, or even a tiny bit of a bad time this year, I'm sorry. And I'm here, and there's people that are here, and we all care about you. And yeah, let me know in the comments anyway, anything you want about this year, anything that was good, anything that was bad, any thoughts you have about the year. And if you want to, you can let me know what resolutions or goals or whatever you want to call them you have for next year, because I genuinely want to know, and I want to talk to you guys and communicate and things. I am going to end this as soon as possible because it's getting very dark, so please subscribe, click the bell button to get notifications when I upload, and you can also check out the Patreon or the memberships with the links in the description if you want to. You don't have to, but it really does help support me and make me able to continue this as, you know, main job while I'm also doing college and things. So I do appreciate it if you want to. Absolutely no pressure to though. And yeah, you can also follow me on social media, VangelinaSkov, everywhere. Like, comment, share, do all the things that I'm supposed to ask you to do at the end of a video, and have a wonderful New Year's. I'm sorry if it's not going to be the most fun New Year's Eve and New Year's this year, but yeah, I'm glad we all survived 2020. Sorry for any losses that you've had, and hopefully next year will be better. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.